Whoa.
Yeah, my sister has heart-shaped nipples.
Welcome to Sissy Boys Podcast.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I think that's amaze balls.
They do this thing with a tattoo artist where a lot of people do this where they...
Well, let's not say a lot.
I've seen enough people, though.
A lot of people in LA do
75% of people on Earth.
it. A lot of people are doing it.
But they match
Rand Paul did it.
They match the pigment of Ayn Rand did it.
Ayn Rand?
Yeah, who wrote Fountainhead. They do this thing where they match the color of your nipple and with the tattoo ink, and then they make a heart out of it. You get it.
Yeah,
That's
I've seen it.
You've seen my sister.
It would be sick if Ted Cruz had that and we found out.
I've seen somebody and they had it, but it wasn't like a very well defined heart, so it was just like an odd circle.
My sisters look really good.
Don't say that.
Why?
Don't say that.
My sister has an OnlyFans, but it's not sex. It's just her body.
Everything you're saying is just still is like you're staring at your
You know
sister's
what?
tits.
Maybe he's a supportive brother.
She told me that she got them done, and then I was like, "Oh, let me see," and then she sent them to me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's.
But
once again,
I have no interest.
You're just explaining the mechanics of seeing your sister's tits.
My sister has. I don't know.
That's like being like, no, I didn't fuck my brother. He just sent me a picture of his dick and I sucked it. You know, like
I don't know if the last part is accurate.
That's crossing the line.
I don't think
Also,
so.
who decided that incest is wrong
Okay.
if
God.
you're not reproducing?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
our Lord and Savior.
But oh my God, no! My sister and I are friends.
your friends.
I mean, honestly,
They're just friends.
If my brother sent me a picture of his dick, big whoop.
Yeah,
you know?
big whoop, Cooper. Maybe you're being closed-minded.
Yeah.
Medium whoop.
You're right.
Medium whoop.
Now, your brother works on a fishing boat.
Yeah, he's got a sailor's penis.
He's got a sailor's penis.
I haven't seen it.
He's never
but-
shown it to you.
I saw his penis
Maybe
when
you're
I was-
not close.
I remember when I was younger, I saw his penis, and I was like, he had gone through puberty, and I was like, man, that's a lot bigger penis than mine. I'm 6. And then he was like, stop staring at my penis. And I was like, my bad, I'm 6.
Did I tell you?
You know what I mean? You're like, you just see a dick this big, you're like, oh, wow. I didn't, all right, well maybe one day.
Well, maybe when I'm not 3.
Maybe
this
when
will
I'm
be
not
better.
6,
Yeah.
my dick will look different.
Did I talk on the last pod about the guy that I used to jerk off with when I was 12?
Oh, yeah. And you
Did we talk about that?
you did.
Oh, all right. Well,
Anyway, guys, I'm back from COVID.
You jerk off about your sister?
And I have to say
No.
this. People have told me about the last podcast you guys did by yourselves. And the reviews came in, and apparently it caused young teenage gay men to go back in the closet. I got several reviews from young teenagers. They DM'd me, and they said, we listened to the Sissy Boys podcast. We're back in the closet.
And God smiles.
And they openly told you that.
They told me that. They DM'd me on Instagram. They
They're
said,
like,
don't
hey,
tell
just
anyone.
so you know, we're
Don't tell
technically gay, but we're going back.
We're going back in the closet because we heard about Matt's life. And we
Man.
said, we don't want any part of that.
Being gay is not technical. It's not rocket science.
It's true.
Yeah, also
Beep,
do
beep,
your
beep,
own
beep, beep,
thing.
beep, beep, beep.
Let me do the numbers on getting fucked.
That was supposed to be the magical one. How was COVID?
It was good, dude.
I'm gonna cut you off. It is so embarrassing that you got COVID.
It doesn't
this
make
late
it
in
better
the game.
if you say it before you do it.
See, that's the same thing with explaining why you love your sister's tits. Is you just explain
It doesn't
why,
make it
and you're
better?
still
I didn't
doing
say I
it.
love them. I said her heart-shaped.
I'm
nipples
gonna
look
finish
good.
what I was saying, and then you can come in.
I will not interject. When you're done, let me know.
Having COVID, I feel like I dealt with it really well. I got back into meditating and writing a lot, and I feel like I wrote good jokes while I was out of commission.
Have you used them yet?
A few of them I posted, and I've done them on stage.
Damn, I got to get COVID.
Yeah,
That's what's holding you back.
Well, in the past month, I have stopped meditating daily, and I've stopped writing consistently.
Interesting.
damn.
Give yourself a little reward for doing it. Give yourself like a popper if you meditate.
Stop doing that?
No.
No.
To meditate, to get yourself to meditate, you should give yourself a reward. So after you meditate, you get a reward.
Oh, I thought you were saying click the button.
No. Give yourself a little treat.
Like
Click the button.
I get what he meant.
like a Snickers bar?
What are you, a
Yeah,
rat?
like a Snickers bar.
No, I don't want to get fat.
You suggested it.
There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
it's so funny. You just set him up. You were like, it's Snickers
And
bar.
also,
what kind of fucking idiot?
Like I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, but a really funny thing. So me and my girlfriend has COVID now. She's the only person in my circle who got it, but she got tested at a testing clinic that I got tested at, and her result was positive. So there was a young person who was working at the testing clinic who like tested her and did all her stuff, and she shows me this because she was like, I think you'll think this is funny, which I did. He sent her the message where it was her positive COVID test, and he said, but it seemed like a generic message at first. You didn't think it was a person messaging her, because it would just, you have tested positive for COVID, here's your result. And then under that, it was like, yo, sorry that you tested positive for COVID. And then she responded like, oh, it's okay. And he was like, yeah. Anyway, this is blank from the testing clinic. Do you live around here?
Yeah.
Damn.
So funny.
I was just trying to
on
get
a
myself...
positive test.
Yeah, I was trying to put myself out there.
On a positive test. Not even like, yo, you're negative. What are you doing later? It's, you are positive for COVID-19. Yeah. But, that's not going to stop me.
Well, he's like, we got a week where we can kind of chat it up.
No,
he
was
so funny.
He's literally, he's like, hey, I'm so sorry you're positive. What are you doing in 7 to 10 days?
And now that you've been in the house for so long,
I was gonna be just like, because that's unprofessional. But then she was like, he was probably a teenage. She was like, he was young, and I was like, yeah. I mean, you definitely shouldn't do that. But also, I could see like a young
statutory date him.
She's gonna statutory date him. No, he's not like 16. He's probably like 18 or 19.
Oh hell yeah!
Mm-hmm.
I think you should fuck him.
I'll message him back and go, hello, I am negative.
Right.
No, just say it's me, Tony.
And
send him a picture of you, and he's like, wait, this isn't who I was talking to. And he's like, yes.
Yeah, it is.
You're like, well, it's
Sorry.
You're gay now.
No, he's like, I cut my hair and I stopped shaving.
Yeah, I stopped shaving. This is what women look like without makeup.
Right. Big old mustache.
Yeah.
It was one of the comments that sorry if I'm changing the topic.
Can I interject before you change the topic?
Yes,
of
please,
course you have to interject.
Okay. It's fucking embarrassing that you got COVID this late in the game.
Super embarrassing. Well, I went to Denver, and I think maybe it was from going to Denver.
I'm sorry, are you a nerd?
I'm a nerd.
Wait, I got COVID recently. Is that what you thought when I
No, you had it like 3 months
He had
ago.
it at the spike. You had it at a spike.
You had it when everyone else had it.
I had it at a down.
And then everyone is strong now and immune, and then Dan is like, I went to Denver and did a comedy show, and they gave me COVID.
I normally would disagree with you. You're 100% right.
I don't feel strong, though.
My friend was working at the BAFTAs the other day, the British Academy Awards, and
BAFTA.
Apparently Emma Stone gave everyone COVID.
Oh,
she would.
Whoa, go
Bitch.
off.
Emma Stone just, one of the comments that I really liked on the YouTube video that was just me and Matt and it was very earnest and I appreciated it, but somebody was like, I really love hearing two sexual minorities speak about their experiences. And I'm really glad you enjoyed it because we did have a good talk about it, but it was just funny to be like, sexual minority.
Well, you are. Yeah. I mean, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
I guess that's right. I just, because we're both white, I just would never think of myself.
That almost sounds like a gay version of Shaft. You know what I mean? Where I'm a sexual minority. You know what I mean? Like it's just an interesting way of phrasing.
He's wearing the same coat, but it's like $100,000.
Yeah. People don't say minority a lot anymore, but I guess maybe you can still use it with maybe sexuality.
Yeah, there is something that's a little bit like strange about the word when it's used by people. Like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have a good mouthfeel.
I think it's the idea that instead of saying something negative, you use instead of saying minority, we say we love diversity.
Right.
Like we don't want minorities on the show. We want diversity.
Sexual diversity.
So we're some of the most sexually diverse people.
Okay. I think also the problem with minorities, like people will be like, call like Mexicans minority in LA, and it's like, well, just functionally they're not a minority.
Right.
Like, the numbers would negate that. But I guess when it comes to being a pansexual in the hard knock streets,
it is.
I'm like Batman. There's
what's
no one
so
like
funny is like in my hometown, like where I'm from, I'm a freak.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute freak.
Yeah.
So I've put stuff in my ass. I've peed on people.
Yeah.
But here it's like, yeah, but you did that to a lady.
Yeah, you did it to a lady. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? If I went back to your hometown, would I just be like E.T.?
People wouldn't get it. People get like people came around recently where I'm from, because I'm not from the most rural part of Cape Cod, especially my specific town, because like Rochester near where I'm from is still kind of like it's like you look at Rochester and you're like, this could be somewhere possibly in the South. This could be in Louisiana, something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
is that New York?
No. Rochester is a place in New York, but this is a small town in like Buzzards Bay area, Massachusetts.
What's the population of your hometown?
5,000, I think.
And everyone there knows that you've shoved things in your ass?
Well, now, yeah.
Okay.
If you do something like that, you put it in the paper.
They did a write-up on
this
me.
podcast is broad.
Young local boy does a little trick for the town.
He makes
Scary.
water bottle disappear.
Spooky.
Extra, read all about it. Dan Donahue's new escapades.
It'd be funny they don't even call it. They don't, like, if you're gay, they just call you spooky.
Yeah.
23-year-old finds new purpose for urine.
But yeah, no, they came around to gay like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think they've gone to pan yet. They have not gone to your kind of gay. I'm talking like they've gotten to, me and my husband have been married for 15 years and we both went to Harvard kind of gay. They haven't gotten around to like, I go to the Eagle kind of gay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not like me and my boyfriend hooked up with a guy and he cut his thigh with his toenail while I stepped in cat barf and we kept fucking.
Yeah, they would take a pause.
Gay.
What's wrong? Cooper, you're being sex negative.
That's so gross.
He's being sex negative.
Are you yucking my yum?
You're yucking his yum.
Is that what you call it?
I heard someone say that and I was like, this can't be.
Well, the answer is yes. I am yucking your yum, and that's fine if I do.
Yeah,
but
of course.
You yucking my yum, especially publicly, is not amazeballs.
Yeah, you're right. It's really not awesome possum of me to have done something like that.
See you later, alligator.
I just feel like you're gonna get an infection.
One more time, and it's in a while, crocodile.
Just sounds like you're gonna get an infection. To be completely honest.
From the cat barf.
Yeah.
Oh, my cat be barfing daily. Zelda's like not the app, but TikTok Zelda. She's about to pass away.
Yeah, everyone watching this cat's gonna like die soon.
Call me the app because TikTok. I'm about to go. Yeah, I not forced myself.
It's hard to focus.
I made myself cry yesterday because I imagined what it would be like when Zelda's dead.
Why would you? It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I know, but I was just on the couch. I think that's
healthy, though. I think there's something nice
it is
about that.
because at one point I was
death.
like, God, I can't wait till this stupid fat thing that I have to feed every day. By the way, I'm not fat phobic. Is
just
gone.
Objectively, Zelda's a little heavy.
Yeah, no, it's just a descriptor.
Yeah,
this gray fat bitch with giant nipples is out of my
huge
place.
nipples.
Does she have giant nipples? I'd like to
Don't
see
turn
them.
her over, dude. And
turn her
and then
over.
I imagined her being dead, and then I was like, God, I love this cat so much, and I'm gonna be destroyed when they're not like crawling in my arms and barfing every day on my carpet.
You might be okay because I was like, I felt horrible in the dying days of my dog, and then it died, and I felt bad because it's like, I really don't think about that dog a lot.
Yeah.
It pops into my head
because
and I'm
it's
like,
so
I
old.
should care.
That's the great thing about like the natural progression of death, like dying of old age, is as something gets older and older, it fades. That's why sudden death is so sad.
Yeah.
Because it's like my great grandma was like 103.
Sudden death.
When fatality. But
When
like
your grandma passed.
great grandma. So she was old. She was like 102, 103.
Wow.
And I was going to
Damn.
the nurse, like we were going to the nursing home to see her. But the more we went, the more we were like, well, she's not registered. We kept going because we were like, maybe she is. But like the last few times we visited, I was maybe 10, and my great grandma would not even recognize my mom being there, look at me and go, get me out of here.
Stop.
And
you're like, she's got to die, folks.
I was like, oh, I see the deterioration. Like, I'm seeing, it's not like you're here and you're healthy and then you get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you were at it's like you see the slope and then they drift away.
That is so sad. Did she recognize who your mom was?
No, she didn't know.
That's got to be, that is
anyone.
heartbreaking. I think I would rather my parents die than not know who I am.
Yeah, but then again, it's like when she did pass away, I think like my mom had this full understanding of like, oh yeah, well she had reached the end of the line.
Yeah.
Like mentally and stuff. It's like, it's sad to say, but it's like she had reached the end of the line.
It sucks that when people say stuff like "get me out of here," it's like partly because they're just like confused and scared.
Right.
Like, you kind of wish when they say that you could be like, "Hey, shut up, okay." because we can't.
I'm 10.
We can't get you out of here. First off, I'm 10.
Yeah. What am I gonna do?
I was killing people in Iwo Jima in Call of Duty before I came over here.
Yeah.
Now you're giving me shit.
You're giving me shit.
I'm 10.
Well, also, I feel like every Zoomer, Gen Zer would be like, get you out of here. Get me out of here.
Get me
The
outta
world
here.
isn't
We're on the same medication right now.
They make a TikTok like, this is the trauma I'm experiencing. And it's like, they have
There
cancer.
is a TikTok of someone like by their grandpa's like as they're like on their last breaths, and it's so earnest, and it's the kid
on
being
my
like,
last breath.
Is he
and it's
dancing?
like, yeah, it's the kid being like, "This is for you, Grandpa," and he's just,
Yeah,
like,
what's
doing
the-
an earnest dance. To,
What's
like, a
the
Spice
song where
Girls
it's
song.
like something like I love you? It's I forget what it is. It's a song that you would like that like a nerd would play for their girlfriend.
Nerd?
No, I would never play that for my girlfriend.
I have a question.
Why does Tony not like it when I send her songs at 6 p.m. every day?
So she texted me about that. She said Cooper has been messaging me every day, 6 p.m., sending me southern rap music.
No. I've been sending a little. Okay, I sent her a little bit of UGK and DJ Screw, but mostly I've been sending her like really solid live tapes of Grateful Dead in like late 70s.
Yeah, she doesn't like the music, and she hasn't
that's-
responded to one of them. She doesn't like that kind of music.
I sent her a really good version of Terrapin in Hartford though.
Yeah, she doesn't know what that is, doesn't appreciate it, and doesn't like that you're sending it.
Jerry
to her.
was like really on that night though.
She doesn't know who Jerry is and doesn't care.
Jerry Garcia?
No,
He's in
Lead
that
guitars to the Grateful Dead?
sitcom.
doesn't know who that is.
He's the flavor of Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
He is.
Is he? Yeah.
It's called Cherry Garcia, but yeah. That's,
Okay. I never
That's what
made
he
the
would
connection.
order at the shop.
Oh, see, I know Cherry Garcia.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's all I know. Too.
I think that is. I think that is true. That I've definitely met people that are like, "Oh, this is a guy."
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Yeah." He like
You,
helped change the face of music.
Can you send me that stuff that you send Tony?
No, it's like straight stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can send you it. I don't think I literally could. I don't know if you would enjoy it.
I
but
would.
will.
No. I want to know who DJ Screwdriver and.
Oh, okay. You want the
whatever
rap
is.
stuff? I could.
DJ
I am-
Screwdriver.
and Cherry Garcia. My uncle who passed of COVID, who refused to get vaccinated.
Get the vax, folks.
Get it, baby.
Get it.
He was a huge Grateful Dead fan, and if you could play Grateful Dead, and I wouldn't even know who it was. I don't know what they sound like.
That's what happens. But I think people think it
He was a
sounds very-
deadhead,
Yeah.
and now he's literally a deadhead.
I think a lot of times whenever
he's
I
dead.
play someone the Grateful Dead, they're like, "This is the Grateful Dead," because people think it's like dumb, like hippie music. But then you listen to it, and it's like a lot of what they talk about is like whiskey and gambling.
Yeah, let me ask you a question real quick. Are Phish fans like a step above in intensity to Grateful Dead fans? In terms of like, are Phish fans to Grateful Dead what like Cannibal Corpse is to Metallica?
You know what I would say is, I would say as a whole, no, because Grateful Dead fans like invented the idea of what Phish fans do. But currently, yes, because Phish is still around. So
Right.
it's like all the people that started with the Dead and followed them are like very old or dead now.
Right.
And a lot of them still do that if they can. But with Phish, it's like a lot of their diehard fans will, you could be like 50. And you're
Yeah.
like, I saw them from the beginning.
Right.
So like their run is still happening.
Phish
Because,
is
like,
also to me like, or I think to most layman listeners, way less palatable. So you really have to be into the music to completely get it. Whereas I can listen to like a certain Grateful Dead song and be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I think of Phish fans as being on the same level as like Dave Matthews Band fans.
No.
Or
It's way different.
isn't the Grateful Dead still playing?
I mean, a version of it is Dead and Company, but like Jerry's dead, and then like Phil Lesh
What
doesn't
happened?
play with them.
Dude, I was so happy to learn that John Mayer is a rather jerk off than fuck kind of guy. Do you know that?
Yeah, I remember
What does
that.
that mean?
So this might just be a rumor, but I think it's true.
He said it in an interview.
He said it in an interview
with Rolling Stone.
where he goes, I don't really like having sex. I'd much rather just jerk off. And I think that's awesome.
With the person there?
I think with or without. Like, he is a jerk off in front of a person.
He's having
guy.
a really good time with a girl, and he's like, listen, you can stay in the room or you can get the fuck
he
out,
made
but
it,
I'm about
he
to jerk
makes
off.
it seem like that.
What if he wrote a song that you thought about, like you thought was like a relationship song, but it's like with or without you, and it's just about jerking his dick?
Yeah, slow
He's-
dancing in a burning room is just him jerking off in a burning room.
He's totally that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, because that guy probably just fucked so much that you get to the point where you're like, what actually feels better?
What if?
Yeah.
Because he's not, he's coming for John now.
Yeah.
In the early days, he's coming along with a long line of rock and roll stars
Jessica
who got
Simpson.
to fuck. But now he's he's like 85 now, so he's in his dying
what
days.
is that song? Fathers Be Good to Your Daughters is actually about him being good to his cock.
penis. Yeah, he calls his penis his daughter.
Yeah, I raised my daughter. I did not raise my daughter to hear this kind of talk.
That's such a
Damn.
weird song.
Yeah, I hate that song so much.
It's also weird too because he's like a sex fanatic, and it's like,
Yeah, it's literally just him being like, if you don't take care of your daughter, I'm a fuck him. I'm a fuck him. It's really the implication because he's always just saying, he's like, if a dad's not nice to his daughter, she'll be a whore.
No,
And
it's the
like,
beginning of the song is like, she's I know a girl who puts the color in my world. Like that whole part is about a girl where he's like, damn, because he didn't raise her right, it's really confusing to navigate boning this girl out.
oh, that is the implication.
Yeah, that's the implication is that if you were a better dad, I'd be fucking more efficient.
I would respect your daughter more.
What?
He doesn't even. If the song is not a sweet song, it's actually a threat.
Yeah.
Saying it's a command.
Yeah.
Fathers, be good to your
Be
daughter.
good to your daughters, because I'm coming.
because the J-man is trying to drain.
No, the funny thing about him too is like that the interview with the Rolling Stone was the one where he was like, my penis is racist. He said that shit.
What?
Yeah, he famously said like his penis is racist. He only likes having sex with, I think, white girls or something like that. But he said definitely that his penis is racist.
Yeah. So he's like, it's not me, it's my daughter.
Yeah, but yeah, my daughter is racist.
And they're like, you don't have a kid, and he's like, no, my
My dog. No, but the funny thing is that was like one of the first things where people saw it and they were like, well, you can't say this.
No.
This is not a okay thing.
I understand
to
what
say.
he's saying, but you just can't say that.
I like it because a lot of guys will do that excuse where they're like, I was thinking with my dick, and they're not acting like they have volition to think. I've never seen it done with racism. Though. Where,
Well, what he's saying is he prefers having sex with women of a certain race. Where it's like,
it also is.
even if that's true, don't say it in a Rolling Stone interview. But I think he was just in a mental place of like such grandiosity that he was just like, oh, well, but he did at the end, and he eventually like came back from it. And it's like, I think that was one that was semi-handled well, where I think most people are like, oh yeah, that was like a bad thing to say, but he did sort of like come out of it
but
better.
then he fucked a POC, and everyone forgot about
Right, everybody was like, we need to watch and make sure that you do this.
it. Yeah.
And he's like,
it seems so illogical to say that you only want to fuck one race.
It's crazy, yeah.
dude, it's always crazy to me when somebody.
I've met women that I've felt a sexual connection to.
Yeah.
Okay,
and, like,
brag.
And now I'm pansexual. Like 3 in my life.
Yeah.
But it would like came over time, but it's like, you can't like limit yourself like that. You can't just say I only like this type of person. It's like you haven't met every person.
Yeah, I don't really understand like having a type. I really don't understand when people are like, yeah, I mean it's just racism when they're just like, yeah, I'm not into black girls. You're like, any black girl
Right.
in the world. All of them?
That's usually not what they mean. It usually means like, I haven't had enough experience with black people to feel like I can effectively communicate with a black woman, which like there's a level of lack of self-knowledge in the former, like where it's like, I don't like blank. It's like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or the same thing with food. And people are like, I don't like Indian food. You're like, none of it?
You just sound like a loser.
Yeah, you sound like a pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to go eat some chicken tikka masala and have sex with a black woman. I'm saying that's what those people should do.
Is that the podcast prescription of the day?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
great.
I think it would make me feel nice. I think most of the world.
Did you know there's a all-you-can-eat Indian place around the corner, and it's $10?
That makes sense.
And I've never been, but my friend Randy told me that I should go there.
It sounds amazeballs.
Anyways, I'm just saying if...
What do the fans think? Should I keep saying amazeballs?
yeah, I love it.
Just write in.
Oh,
you like it.
in the middle of this podcast, let's say this, but you should subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching. you should subscribe to the YouTube channel because it helps us, and we don't do ads because no one wants to, for some reason, advertise on a podcast where we almost exclusively talk about our penises or other people's penises.
It's a lot of dick talk on this podcast.
But people need it, though.
I love talking about my daughter.
You got to be good to her.
So please subscribe to the YouTube. It's very helpful.
My daughter shot a huge load today.
Cooper, now we're trying to appeal to a mass audience.
Have you
here.
guys come today? I haven't come. It's early.
I choked out my boyfriend last time with my daughter.
Oh, okay.
He had trouble breathing.
Part of it, I just imagine you wrapping your dick around his neck.
that's exactly what I
totally
thought.
What I
My
thought.
daughter was inside my boyfriend's asshole.
Sounds like you.
Okay, we're
gagged
gonna
him.
stop with the daughter thing because out of context,
she's over 18.
out of context,
And it was consensual.
we're not doing
So
that.
none of us have come today.
No, I did. Well, no, I did because it was like midnight last night.
Okay, but not like in the light of day.
No,
In the light of day. No.
Okay, so everyone watching, this is a balls full podcast.
I wouldn't say full. I'd say half full for me.
Why aren't they full yet? Since midnight?
Yeah, what's that? 8 hours?
Wake up, dude.
It's almost 10 hours.
10 hours? Yeah, they're not full. I mean,
Good God.
it takes like a day to get like a full.
You need
strong...
to feed your daughter some protein or something.
I'm gonna edit
Does
out
she exercise?
every part of your every part of this. I'm editing it out.
I really don't shoot that big of loads, I'll be honest.
Your
Cooper, that's
daughter-
brave. Whoa. Let's give a second. Cooper, that's very brave of you to admit.
Is that something that I should like?
Thank you. Yes.
Should I be
exactly.
embarrassed by that?
No.
I don't
No.
think
It is
You're
what it
brave.
is.
You're brave for
right?
saying it.
The only reason that shooting a big load is because of pornography.
It's just because of porn.
Yeah, it's like
There-
load of my face.
There are very few people that are like, oh, thank God there's a lot of cum.
Yeah, that's the thing is ask any person, even if they are like, I love a big load. Okay, so what about like a completely misshapen penis that comes immediately, but it's just a torrent?
Yeah.
Would you prefer that
I have a
over
real cum fetish for
Yeah.
that.
I will say that every gay man that I've ever met is obsessed with giant loads.
Yeah.
And also, I will say this one time. Well,
I
no,
have respect for big loads.
I do not like.
when I see a big load.
I really a pet peeve of mine is a load that comes out like urine, like the consistency of urine, where it's just like
I agree.
shooting.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you peeing?
I think
I've
it's
never seen or
it just
you
it's
don't have sex with men.
it's
Yeah.
when you come too much is when it gets water.
You know
I
what,
think
Matt?
it's cool.
I don't.
I think it's just cool when a guy's just throwing ropes, you know. But
But you're not a big comer.
Cooper, you recently had sex with a woman.
yeah,
Tell us about that.
I was positive. I hadn't had sex in a few months
With a man or a woman.
with a man or a woman, and it was a good time.
How's your
It was-
daughter feeling?
My daughter feels good.
I'm gonna hit you.
Okay.
It was one of those.
Okay,
you know,
yeah, we're on camera.
Yeah,
Fucking
good.
Hit me.
Good. I will abuse you on camera.
I'm gonna, yeah.
it was one of those things.
I almost said I'm
where,
gonna call PETA.
That's who you would call.
I am an animal and I'm being abused. Sorry, Cooper had sex with a woman.
No, I don't have much to say about it, but it was one of those things where like when you're talking, and like it was very obvious we were going to have sex, but we were like, because she invited me over and she mentioned sex before I even got there. So, but we were talking, and when you're having a conversation,
Wait. How did she mention sex?
she was like, "Oh, I'm on my period," and she's like, "Is that
Okay.
presumptuous?" And I was like, "No,
Oh, that's
you
great.
invited me to your home."
Oh yeah.
And-
Interesting.
But we were having a conversation. It was one of those conversations.
And then
where
you
you're
get to
like,
her
just
house?
stop fucking talking. Just stop talking. You keep fucking talking. You have nothing to say. You do this all the time. I'm literally trying to say one fucking sentence, which is that we were talking, and I was like, "Oh, I think we'll have good sex based on our conversation." Sorry, can I say that, or do you want to talk about your boyfriend more? Do you want to talk about
it
your
was
little
a-
fucking boyfriend?
It was a funny.
Why don't we hear more about him? Oh, I love my boyfriend so much. Oh, last night I had sex with him. Yeah, probably. God damn it.
I had a really.
You know what I hate is it's not even an interesting story that I was trying to tell.
Tried to cut him off again.
This is so not amazeballs, what you're doing to me.
I like it. Here's the thing
Did
about
I
this.
offend you?
I like it when you're both. I like it when you're both being wrong in your own different ways.
Yeah.
This is great. You're being very wrong.
That's all
in
I
your
wanna say.
handling of that situation.
I think the fans like drama.
I am the. No one will get this except Lewis, but I'm the Jasmine Kennedy. Of
Yeah,
this podcast.
Lewis looked very concerned when Cooper started yelling.
Oh, okay.
Lewis didn't like it.
Do you feel all right? Did I offend you?
No.
That's all that matters.
I immediately remembered that you're a beta male, and I could take you out in one punch.
Did you smoke weed
Just
today,
kidding.
Cooper?
No.
Okay.
My eyes are very red, though.
I actually
get
think
a
you
little-
could kill me.
Whoa.
You get a little aggressive when you smoke weed, which is very
Really?
funny. Oh, the biggest times where I've seen you go kind of glass-eyed and aggressive is when you're high.
That's so crazy.
Like
I never
recently
thought
at that open mic that we were at. There was a guy who
yeah.
is just a regular open mic weirdo kind of guy who like would probably admit that himself and was being very innocuous with his people would be like, "Oh, I like baseball," and he'd be like, "Yeah." Like stuff like that, right? And Cooper goes, "I stopped watching pornography," and he very gently goes, "Boo," like as a joke. And Cooper just you threatened violence against him.
Yeah, well, he said another thing after, and it was the second thing that pissed me off.
Oh,
But
okay.
it also wasn't warranted
I'm
still.
sure you went like this. If you say another word, I will kill you.
It was along those lines.
Actually, it was the calmer version where I just go, I kind of took a second, and I was like, one time I punched a 65-year-old man in the face at an open mic for talking, and every time somebody else talks at an open mic, I think about Robert Murphy.
Yeah.
But then you did also say you wanted to hit this man.
I did.
Yeah.
But I like saying that because you can just say things, you know? And I'm a guy that probably deserves to get just beaten to death.
I wanted to let that happen. That's why I was kind of mad because I was like, don't make me jump in on a fight between you and Thumper.
Yeah. He went up after and he was like, I hypnotize guys into sucking cock if you're interested. And I'm like, my joke was about being on Grindr already.
Yeah, you're there. But okay,
hypnotized.
Did he
Let's go
actually
back.
say that?
Yeah.
Was he being serious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've
that's-
heard him say it before.
Yeah, he does that.
It's really weird.
Can we name drop?
His name's Thumper.
Actually?
No, I don't know his real name, but he goes by the alias, so we'll call him the alias. I'm not going to try to fucking
But
dox
his
this guy.
stage name is Thumper?
Yeah,
There's a darkness to
I
him.
hate this person.
he's interesting.
I think there's a darkness to him.
I don't know if that's. I don't know.
I don't like the idea of
Maybe.
like we're gonna hypnotize, but I guess
don't
that's
know.
Some guys need that.
Name
I think straight
yourself
guys-
after the rabbit from Bambi. I don't think there's much interesting about you.
Okay, Cooper. Sorry, we sidetracked. What?
Do I know this girl?
no.
Does Dan?
No.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, now Cooper, go back to what you were saying before.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. I was just saying we were having a conversation, and I was like, "This conversation's going well. I think we'll have good sex." And then we
And
did.
it did.
And then after, she was like, "I thought the same thing."
And are you going to see her again?
Probably.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it was positive. It's nice. I'll be honest. I like having sex.
Interesting. You're going to like the way you look.
When you're having sex, you're going to like the way you look. Whenever I have sex, though, I just keep throwing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you hate that after sex when you can't stop throwing up?
I sometimes in the middle.
Yeah, from my penis.
From your penis.
My daughter keeps
Oh,
vomiting.
that's
That would be funny if when you came,
That's rude.
you made the same sound as
you're
when
being
you throw
rude.
Up. If you're like,
A lot of guys do. Whoa!
Yeah, I guess that sound is not that far off.
when
Yeah,
I
it's not
come,
far.
I take my glasses. Like, this is what I do when I come. When I come, I go, wow, 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 waka, waka. You know? I do shit like that.
That was an Alex Hanna joke.
Oh wait, let me see the glasses.
We do it together.
When I finish, I put the glasses are on the table.
Yeah.
I put them on and I go, I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Won't get fooled again. Yeah. NCIS, stuff like that.
Matt, how has your week been?
Damn,
How much sex do you have per week?
what a good week.
Yeah, it's been good.
So good.
Yeah,
No, not really. I started working out again.
great.
I work out at my neighbor's garage. He has a gym there, and he's obsessed with working out. He has body dysmorphia.
Great.
And he's fucking jacked, and he likes to train people for free. And I hit him up and I was like, I'm ready to be trained, which is not a sexual thing, but he was like,
To be
all right,
hypnotized?
meet me at 7. But he loves working out so much, so it makes him feel better about himself if there's someone else there.
Me too. Yeah, I feel the same way. I always like it.
But
when
he
I
does
feel
2
better.
a days every day.
That's a lot.
Is that bad for you?
Well, it depends. I mean, like Matt said, it will make you jacked, and depending on how you take care of your body and what you're doing during the workouts,
He's sober and he eats very well.
It could be okay. The issue with that kind of, it's called volume. That kind of volume, you get into like tendon issues, joint issues. If you're not like doing perfect rehab, like the more training you do, the more perfect your prehab and rehab has to be. So the answer is not necessarily, like it's not necessarily bad for you. But there's also been studies that show like intense exercise over a long enough period of time can give you heart problems, which is crazy.
I mean, that's what happens a lot of time where it's like the guy that ran his whole life and then it's like he had a heart attack.
Yeah, hardcore endurance runners don't have a great life expectancy.
Yikes, it's so scary.
Yeah.
Isn't running great for your heart, though?
To a level. They did a study where they showed
too much.
That people who walked, people who ran intensely, and then in the middle were people who did what's called Zen running, which is essentially like running but at the pace of sort of a fast walk, but you're still doing like a running cadence.
Yeah.
Those people in the middle lived the longest and had the best life.
Oh, that's the kind of running I do.
Yeah.
My fucking grandpa started running when he was 50 and then ran 30 marathons until his knee like exploded.
Yeah.
And then when he got a new knee at like 82, he just started running again, would train me in running. It was pretty sick because we would like we would go to this one college and there was part of it that was gated off and he was just like old and didn't give a fuck and he just like tore the fence back and he's like, we can go in here. And you ever just seen an old guy like trespass? You know what I mean?
It's awesome.
I just love that thing of like, I was like, can we do this? And then in my head I was like, he's 82. Like,
who's going to tell us anything?
Who is going to tell it? Because you see an 80-year-old guy and you're like, I mean, what is he going to steal from the duck pond? You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck.
That's great.
I have to go in 3 minutes.
Okay, so
you have to go.
Yeah, no, but you guys can keep talking.
Let's do gay street. So go.
And
gay,
you guys can
say
continue.
your gay thing first, and then you leave.
What is my gay thing?
You choked your boyfriend with your cock.
My daughter choked my boyfriend.
No, I said.
Oh,
the way
I
said
spent
it.
the last 2 days inside painting my bedroom and my living room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's white again.
Oh, it's nice.
But no, my bedroom is fully green. Like, it looks so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But yeah, I have such a bad headache from the fumes. I forgot to open a window.
Yeah.
And I think that is. I'm very impulsive with household activities. So I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm going to paint my bedroom.
Great.
And then by the end of the day, it was painted.
Great.
But it's like psychotic. I didn't put down a strip of like tape. I was just like, I'm going to freestyle this because I don't have time.
It doesn't look too bad.
I love that you do have time, but you also wanted it done in the same day.
I just don't. I'm
like,
so impatient.
We gotta go.
Yeah, that was gay, and then me choking out my boyfriend with my cock until he couldn't breathe was also gay.
Both of those were gay?
Yeah.
All right, you can go.
All right.
You can go.
You put in your time. Cooper, you can go.
Like many queer people in LA, I had some heterosexual sex.
Yes.
Whoa, you're unplugged now.
Unplugged my microphone.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, why did you unplug the microphone?
I was unplugging mine so it doesn't make noise when I leave.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just leave it on the
Look,
table.
Boom. I told you it was this cord.
Okay.
I told you.
Oh, my God.
Remember when I told you that and you didn't listen? This podcast is so crazy.
It's a wild podcast.
You're going to headline soon.
Oh, yeah. I'm headlining in Boston April 2020. All the dates are going to be on my Instagram.
Come to that.
Come to that.
Does that mean if I was in Boston that I could open for you?
Matt, if you're off mic, we can't do the podcast.
If I was in Boston at the same time as you, would I be able to open for you?
No.
Why won't you?
I love you.
Why won't you let Matt open for you?
I don't have, because I don't make the lineups.
Oh, I think you should let me open for you.
No one's going to open for me. The straight thing I did is I got my girlfriend breakfast this morning.
At what time?
From Air One, early. Woke up early to do it. But she's sick, so she needs it.
Oh, you brought it, right.
She needs a little breakfast burrito.
What, oh, okay, a breakfast burrito.
A little breakfast
That's
burrito.
what I wanted to know. Was it cold when it got there?
It was warm enough.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some shout-outs. So if you subscribe to the podcast, you now get a shout-out. Again, we did it for a while, and then I got lazy. and then no one was subscribing anymore. So
Yeah, what the fuck?
So we're gonna read these out. Rachel Yakunon. Yakuon.
Rachel Yakawan, if you're ever in LA, I'll get a bottle of Woodford Reserve. We'll split it, and you can beat me up.
You can take his mouth.
What does that mean?
Tamika T.
Put stuff in it?
Tamika T.
Tamika T. I mean, no matter what you do, you'll probably never be a better racer than Max Verstappen.
No, he's great.
Red Bull Racing.
Formula One. Rachel Lee.
Rachel Lee, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you have what it takes.
Michaela Robinson.
Michaela Robinson, I think you've been doing good, but honestly, you're really not giving it your all.
Give it your all.
Like, you deserve to try.
Grace Balearis.
Grace Balearis, I think it's weird that you're afraid of magicians.
Yeah, hey, magic is fine. It's not real.
Go to the Magic Castle. It's fun. You know.
Have a fun time. Get over it.
It's an office party.
There's real world problems.
Yeah. People are dying.
This is a fun one. Brando's Sports World.
Brando's Sports World. I love your store.
Love your store.
I love your store so much. Why? Is that a YouTube name, I guess?
It's a YouTube name.
Brando Sports World.
Ashlyn,
I have had sex with someone named Ashlyn.
Yeah.
So
he did.
tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends that.
Beatrice Hawk.
Beatrice Hawk, if you were in the McDonald's drive-thru and I could tell that you were texting and you didn't move up when the car ahead of you moved up,
scream at you.
I'd punch out your fucking window.
Scream at you.
I'd punch out your window. I don't give a fuck.
Jamusic Man.
Jamusic Man.
Dude, I'm so happy Jamusic Man is following us.
Jamusic Man, I want to check out some of your videos.
Yeah, let's see.
What
We're
are
going to
your
subscribe to you.
Do you address the situation in Europe, you know?
Lillian Morin.
Lily Morin. I mean, I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, You're great, Lillian Morin.
I could eat more food than
You can
her.
take Cooper's mouth. Okay, Brendan in Michigan.
Brendan in Michigan. I think Michigan is probably a pretty shitty place.
Awful place.
And you might suck too, Brendan.
Hey, Brendan, move.
Yeah, move, you dumbass.
Ezra in Vermont.
Ezra in Vermont. You sound like a fucking Amish person. You need to go to school. The
Go to
earth
school.
is not flat.
Educate yourself.
Get out of QAnon.
Open up your mind, prison.
Whoa. Shit, my bad.
Why is everyone cutting my mic today?
Because you're usually 2.
Oh my fucking... Why would you even press a button? Why would you even press a button in this
Frankly,
situation?
I thought this could be making sound. But what about this? Boom.
Everybody, thank you for listening to Sissy Boys Podcast. Subscribe on the YouTube and take Cooper's mouth.
I still don't totally get what that means. I'll be honest.